Mark, on our first episode, you described how SPVs may work and the Economic Stabilization Fund and other Fed facilities. How effective has this been and where are we headed there?
Thanks, Brian. It's been telling that a lot of the focus continues to be on the establishment of Federal Reserve facilities. As we've seen since the passage of the CARES Act, the Federal Reserve announced that they were establishing or expanding 8 distinct facilities supported by investments of $195 billion from the U.S. Treasury. Taken together, if fully executed, these facilities would support over $1.95 trillion of lending, including support for the small business loans in the PPP program. These facilities support a very broad set of asset classes and borrowers. The asset classes include asset-backed lending, supported by the TALF, corporate credit, supported by both the primary market and secondary market facilities, state, county, and local funding, supported by the municipal lending facility, and small and medium-sized enterprises, supported by the 3 facilities that the Federal Reserve continues to expand. It has been telling that since the announcement of these, it actually turned out that we underestimated the degree of leverage that could be achieved using ESF investments and Federal Reserve lending. Rather than being 5 to 10 times leverage, we actually see that on average, it's been 10 times leverage and actually exceeds that if we include the support for the PPP loans. We've also seen the challenge of how to provide this access in the desired way, which is really to the desired set of issuers or borrowers, as well as access for a broad set of lenders. Even since the original announcement, we've seen the Federal Reserve modify some of its term sheets or eligibility conditions to expand, as I said, eligible assets, issuers, and borrowers. We've seen that in particular focusing around the municipal facility, where there's an expansion for a broader set of counties and cities, smaller ones, as well as the revised term sheets for the Main Street lending programs, where we see an expansion of eligibility both in the size of loans and the size of companies that could borrow. What we see from these facilities is a balance of the desire to have speed to market, if you will, that is, provide access very quickly, with the need to protect the U.S. taxpayer and the Federal Reserve. There have been operational challenges in standing up these facilities. We've seen some be quickly established. The PPP support is an example where the Federal Reserve is able to use its existing discount window lending facilities. In contrast, the municipal and Main Street lending facilities are taking longer, as these really require establishing new programs that the Federal Reserve has not maintained before.
Thanks, Mark. I think that's right. That balance of speed to market versus novel approaches to getting this funding out is absolutely on point.